I think most of us are familiar with the challenges that come with failure. The disappointment of coming up short, pushing yourself to keep going, and the fear that maybe you'll never succeed at the goal you're working towards. But on the other side of this, what I wasn't prepared for were the challenges that can come with success. As this channel has grown, I began to overextend myself with promises to brands, to Brendan, to my employer, and to the people that I care about. Falling short on these commitments caused me to become stressed, which caused me to then lose sleep, which wound up in me feeling depressed, which ultimately made me fall even further behind on commitments that I'd already overpromised on. Obviously, I can't just pause everything that's going on in my life, but when I was explaining the situation to Brendan, he suggested that I look at improving my own mental well-being before taking on new challenges with the channel. And then he sent me this book. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to see if making my life more cozy can help me feel less stressed, more fulfilled, and improve my overall well-being. Over the next 30 days, I'm gonna be doing daily self-reports on my levels of happiness, life satisfaction, stress levels, and my general well-being, which on average for the last month haven't been in good places. A lot of what Isabel Gillies describes as coziness essentially boils down to being mindful of simple things that bring us joy throughout the day. So taking the time to stop and smell the flowers. Or if you're me, smell the coffee. You see, making coffee is one of the most relaxing parts of my day. And if Miss Gillies was narrating this, she'd want me to appreciate the smell of the fresh beans, the steady crunching of my grinder, the steam drifting off my kettle, and of course, the gentle drip of the coffee as my fresh brew comes to a finish. When you say it all out loud, it sounds really stupid. But so what? These are little details that I actually do enjoy, but most often don't pay attention to. And having a fresh cup of coffee on my desk helps me to settle in for my first round of editing for the day. So tonight I am working late at the office on a huge animation project that is due in 6 days. This project has taken so much longer than I anticipated it taking, and I've fallen behind. So what that means is over the next few days, I'm gonna be working incredibly long hours, and I'll probably have to work through the weekend in order to make sure that I'm getting my work done and sent off on time. I know with a really stressful week like this, the last thing that I'm gonna wanna do is to stop and smell the roses and focus on these cozy things, but I'm gonna do my best to be disciplined with it, and hopefully focusing in on some cozy things will boost my mood throughout this week because, yeah, I'm gonna need it. For the next 6 days, one of my biggest challenges is going to be managing the stress that comes with looming deadlines. As I start to become anxious about all the work I have in front of me, Isabel Gillies' advice is to pause and be mindful about the present. To help me relax, I play some music on my record player, and I turn on the heater near my feet to keep them warm. I have a very late night in store for me. Right now it is currently 11:30 p.m. and I'd say I have about 6.5 to 7 hours of editing still to do that is due tomorrow, and it's looking like I'm gonna be up all night doing it. And while an all-nighter definitely sucks, there is an element of it that I actually kind of enjoy. Before I hop into a long night of editing, I have a routine where I go for a short walk to get out of my house. I go and I pick up some snacks and clear my head while enjoying the quiet streets of my neighborhood at night. This routine helps me to relax and mentally focus so that when I come home, I'm ready to lock in on my work. I'm able to finish my week and get all of my work sent off on time. However, there's been little improvement in my daily assessments despite being consistently mindful of small, cozy moments. And that's because there's a bigger problem that I have to address. I am extroverted, and this past work week I worked 70 hours all from home without seeing anyone. And that's not that uncommon for work weeks for me. And as a person that feeds off collaboration and social interaction, this can be pretty depressing for me. This is one area that me and Brendan are very, very different in. You see, Brendan is an introvert through and through. He loves working alone and feeds off having his own time to focus in and get his work done without anyone else distracting him. For Brendan, having this alone time is energizing. It makes him more productive. Whereas for me, when I work alone, more often than not, I'm feeling disengaged, unmotivated, and it makes me unproductive. This is something that cozy things aren't gonna remedy. And so I need to come up with a deliberate strategy to find a better way to optimize myself in my work, to make sure that I'm feeling less stressed, more motivated, and ultimately being more productive. While my job doesn't get any more social, I do find ways to integrate more social interaction into my days by carving out breaks to video chat with friends. This gives me a good boost of energy and helps me break up my work into more manageable segments. This really helps. I also try to keep up with being deliberately mindful of the cozy things that are integrated into my day. I start running every second day, and it quickly becomes a hobby that is both challenging and engaging. Running is said to improve mood, relieve stress, and improve sleep. And on top of that, it pulls me away from my desk and gets me outside for at least a portion of the day. And it really helps to boost my mood and help me finish my month off in a good place. By day 30, I've noticed a pretty substantial improvement in all categories. And while there's definitely still room to improve, I think I've taken some really important steps towards understanding how to better manage my mental health. Cozy definitely helped get things rolling in the right direction, but the teachings in the book did feel limited. With such a simple and overly optimistic practice of mindfulness, sometimes it felt impractical, almost like someone was saying, just think happy thoughts or just focus on the positive. Definitely the most effective thing in helping me work through my mental health was talking to someone. Midway through this challenge, I began to see a counselor. And having someone to verbally process things with has honestly been huge for me. It helped me steer towards better ways of managing my stress and getting me back on track with taking better care of myself. Having someone that can meet you where you're at in your set of circumstances is crucial for something as individualistic as mental health. And going forward, I'm gonna set myself up for success by going towards more collaborative work environments and continuing to invest in my hobbies like running so that I have a healthy and challenging activity to look forward to on a daily basis. If you're looking to pick up a new hobby or just learn something new, then you should definitely check out today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more that hosts over 7 million users. I recently finished Mike Boyd's course on learning, which was awesome, and I'm just gonna start John Olson's photo editing class, so I'm pretty excited about that. Skillshare has hooked it up for us. They're giving away a 2-month free trial for the first 500 people that click the link in the description box below, and otherwise after that, I think it's $10 a month. So whatever it is you're interested in, Skillshare is the perfect hub for you to learn something new. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We're gonna have a new video coming out in the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, feel free to check us out on Instagram or Twitter. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.